Today we're going to be breaking down a 33 kill quads win that I had on Vondel, giving you a bunch of tips that will allow you to drop higher kill games. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I could not have asked for a better game to break down here because this game has everything. Early game strategy, mid game strategy, late game strategy to clutch. We're going to be looking at positioning, information, rotations, changing pace, and even regaining. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I died twice throughout this game, so we are going to talk about that regain process. Now, first things first, if you are subscribed, you know I tell you this all the time with landing spot. You can land wherever you want to. The most important thing is getting off to a quick start, either getting loadout down or loadout guns, or you need to get a bunch of kills early. So right here, just looting up. I don't even think anybody's here with us. And by the way, notice floor loot comfortability. I love this Vazdev. I don't really have to worry about an SMG at this point. I am looking to upgrade my long range option. I don't love this RPK, so I'm trying to see if I can find a better option. And I don't think anybody's here, so I'm just looting to get $8,500, which gives me enough for my loadout guns and a perk package. Right there, my teammate goes down. Now, in this moment, I'm kind of like, did he break his legs or did he get killed? I'm assuming that there is another team here. I'm just not 100% sure where. The other thing that I want to highlight, guys, is perk packages. Notice we have the Warden perk package here, which is double time, fast hands, and bird's eye. Perk packages are great for outplay potential. And this one right here, I love double time. I love fast hands. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love bird's eye. I'll tell you why in a second, or I'll show you why a little bit later on. But right here, we at least have a little bit more outplay potential. And I'm feeling really good at this point. You know, we've got plates, we got ammo, RPK, Vazdev, perk package. Like, we're in a pretty good position. Make sure you drop down for the occupation scan. But the biggest thing that I want to highlight here is make sure, you know, don't assume what you see on the minimap after an occupation scan is everyone. I'm taking note of this team over here. I'm taking note of the team in market because that's kind of the buy station that I need to hit. But what I want to highlight is as I go ahead and get up here and go to challenge these guys that are across, we're going to see another sniper up top here, right? I'm going to go shoot at this guy, and sure enough, this guy right here that peeks me was not on the minimap. He had dropped down below. So that's where you can't assume exactly what you see after an occupation scan is exactly what is happening around you. Now, I'm going to go play a little bit of high ground here. Notice right here that I have good cover. High ground, we're able to get that down, but I end up getting sniped from this guy across. Now, in this moment, I technically broke the line of sight, right? I dropped down, I have cover from this guy, but he is chasing. He is pushing me. So this is why I go, I need to drop down. What do? I'm already thinking about the re-engage. We want to take advantage of sprinting while plating, which we'll talk more about later on in close quarter situations. But right here, the biggest thing is immediately pushing back up to the rooftop where all of the teams are and engaging. Now, I see him pushing across. Watch how we play this right here. When he's going to throw a Semtex, right? So we just peek back inside. Don't take damage there. But instead of kind of over-committing, I'm going to play this slight little angle right here where I can get a better sense of where he is. Now, I'm going to tag him just a little bit and then push to the other side. He has no idea where I am. That allows me to get that easy kill. Now, notice the guy flying in, right? As I push up here, notice the smoke trail. Now, what I'm thinking in this moment is that I'm going to be totally honest with you. I thought he was going to push through this building right here. So that's what I'm anticipating. He actually chases me. Floor loot comfortability with the Vazdev, and now my teammate and I are about to go to work right here. One more out this way. We get the thirst. Notice those two enemies are nowhere near us. We hear another team kind of to my left side right here, so we're going to challenge. My teammate and I kind of team shot that guy. Then we're going to re-peek this again. This guy's going to shoot me. We're going to replate. And then we're going to re-engage. Biggest thing so far is the re-engage. By the way, we get rid of the RPK. We grab the TAC 56, which this TAC 56 off the floor is better than the RPK that I had. I don't love the TAC 56 in general, but this guy's pushing through. Teammate's going to go ahead, be able to get that kill. Notice nobody around us. Now, what do we do here? At this moment, I'm looking at those two guns, didn't love them, right? I'd rather keep my floor loot Vazdev. But I do notice this portable radar right here. I've got $12,000. I'm going to go ahead and work my way over to get loadout guns here and put myself in a much better spot. Now, there's a bunch of fighting around us, so I can pretty much rotate anywhere after this. But as I go throw that down, this is why I don't love bird's eye here early game, because I can't see exactly what level these guys are on. I have no idea if they're bottom floor, if they're on the roof, or if they're in the middle floor. So I'm going to play the middle floor here for a second and see what I can find. Now, notice that as I go to push in here, I get shot from the left side. We're going to drop down. We drop shot there. We get that kill. And once again, I don't know what level these guys are on. So we're going to plate. We get around the corner. once again, we're going to be talking about this re-engage, guys. This re-engage is going to be a common theme for today. We reload. We've obviously got a tempered vest, which allows me to re-engage much quicker. Trying to see what I can find. We get the Snoop skin, we break, and we just keep the pressure on here. A little bit of an awkward fight because he peeked behind the pool table well. But good, just kind of keeping the pressure on. Now, in this moment, once again, don't know what level this guy's on, so I'm just kind of waiting here. If I get shot, I can easily drop backwards out of the window, and then once again, plate up, and then we'll re-engage. As I go to re-engage, though, this guy is straight ahead. I expect him to push me. He doesn't, so we drop down below. We replate, and then once again, we re-engage. Now, I want to talk about how we re-engage this. This is an important thing. Whether you're in a building or even on a rooftop or something, you want to think about limiting the number of angles that you can get shot from. So if I push up this stairwell right here, look at the mini-map. I can get shot from this side, from this side, from this side. I can get shot from out the window. There's a lot of different places I can get shot from. So watch how I engage this instead. We think about pushing up that way. We don't. Now we're going to go ahead. As we go to push this way, this guy challenges. We drop shot again to take less damage. And notice the mini-map at this point. Notice where these guys are. Based on where they are in relation to the building, they are pushing away from the building now. They are pushing out of the building. I hear glass to my left side. So I'm going to go see what I can find. And I see him all the way kind of further away. Okay. It's been kind of crazy thus far. I've given you a lot already. Like I said, guys, I'm giving you as many tips as possible today. Smoke buy stations, right? There's teams all around me. There's teams here. There's teams here. There's potentially still teams in market. I have no idea. I smoke buy stations all the time because of how much people camp rooftops and camp buildings and camp buy stations. So we buy guns, we buy perk package, we buy UAV. And notice there's a bunch of people around me. So 3 main clusters of people around me. We've got people here, we've got people here, and we've got people here. Who should you push in this situation? I don't care. Just push somebody. I'm going to push back this way just because that's the way I went. But if you had pushed over to this direction, that would have been totally fine, right? Just push the hot area. The other thing that I will say in terms of perk packages, I love the Vanguard perk package. Gives me double time, bomb squad, resupply, and high alert. High alert is crucial, in my opinion, in quads to always know when you're getting looked at. It's also great for close quarters because you know when you've broken that line of sight and when you're able to get away. Now, we've got a bunch of downs here. No thirst yet. Actually, I got a thirst right there for number 7. We're going to think ahead, right? So we're going to think ahead here. We know this team's... We stick that guy right there. We're able to get the down. And I want to talk about this moment. Now, he throws a thermite at me, which I walk into. He didn't stick me with it, but I walk into it. I'm not 100% sure where this guy is. He's prone right here. I want you to really start to work on when you're about to lose a gunfight. I think a lot of you probably challenge this guy right here and end up losing it. Instead, I'm going to back off. We're going to replate. We're going to reload, and then we're going to re-engage. I hear them revive down below, so, like, haven't been able to get that kill. I hear a bomb drone float around me. I hear these guys stomping around. I just wait for this guy. Sure enough, there's that kill. Now, I still hear some more people. Not sure exactly where they are, so let's go ahead. We're going to clear down below. Notice the centering. Crosshairs are out, ready to snap to somebody if I need to. And the moment I don't see them here, I know that they're up above. Well, as I go to peek out this way, I break this guy, not quite able to get the kill. I do chase here, which I should have pushed. If I had played this correctly, what I should have done is I should have pushed through this window and met him at the stairwell. But I do end up chasing this, puts me in a little bit of a tougher spot here because as I push up the stairwell, I notice he's not there. We anticipate around the corner, easy down and thirst. And what do we find? 2 enemies on the rooftop. So, not looting like crazy, guys. Grab the cash. Go ahead and start to work your way up here. I'm reloaded. I'm replated. I'm in a good position. This guy's up top. We break. Now, this time, we do keep the pressure on, and we just hip fire this Lockman sub. Lockman sub's a great option. One thing I didn't mention, guys, is just make sure you're using meta guns. You don't want to lose gunfights simply because of the guns you're using. Make sure you're using meta guns, which right now, in this moment in Season 5, you know, Vaznev, Vel, Lockman sub, ISO 45, and then my 2 favorite primaries are the Kastov 762 and the Cronin Squall. Biggest thing to note right here, guys, as I get this kill, look at the mini-map, right? So all of a sudden, there was potentially another guy above me, but instead, now I see that he's on my level. I immediately go challenge him. He's pushing up the stairwell. We're not going to chase him. We're going to think ahead, right? So let's go ahead and push up top. Let's meet him up the... We know he's pushing up the stairs. We know he's pushing to the rooftop. Guys, this is a pretty obvious play. I do get caught a little bit here, but pretty easy kill right here. And biggest thing to note, guys, hip fire before you ADS. This is kind of the first time we've really seen it in action, but you clearly see how I'm able to connect on so many shots here, and as I zoom in, that guy just has no chance there. Mix in some headshots. That's kill number 12. Now notice there was one down below me. The pacing, guys. This is the pacing. But notice this pacing's nothing crazy. All I'm doing is, as I'm plating, I'm re-engaging. As I'm reloading, I'm already thinking about putting myself into the next gunfight. This guy's right here. Pretty easy kill for number 13. 2 enemies above me, or 1 enemy above me, 1 enemy potentially ghosted, not 100% sure. So let's slow down for a second, okay? Let's slow down. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed, guys. I think I've given you enough at this point to earn your subscribe. My whole goal is just to help you improve. So, let's go ahead. Let's pop UAV, right? Let's get a better lay of the land here. Let's see who's around us, where everybody is. I got a ton of cash here. Got 12 other teams. Now, notice that nobody is really directly around me. We've got this team over here. We've got the one guy solo enemy here. Let's go take the free kill, and then we'll figure out where we want to rotate to. Okay, so notice he's on my level to the right side. We kind of see him jump in here. So we're just going to keep the pressure on. This guy's swimming right here. He has no idea that I'm over this direction, right? Just because you see an enemy doesn't mean they see you. So he's got no idea. We're able to easily get that kill. And now we're just going to go ahead. We're going to rotate to the right side here. Once again, just make a decision. I'm looking at like this. I could have pushed over this way. This wouldn't have been a bad push, but I noticed this cluster over this way. So we're going to go ahead and push this direction. Let's go ahead and push forward just a little bit. As I turn to the right side, watch right here. You're going to see these people cross the street a little bit. See them cross the street? So that's what we're going to go ahead and act on. Now, the one thing that I do want to be careful of here is I'm rotating out of circle, right? So I'm rotating out of circle. Now, why? Because there's still 1 minute and 9 seconds left, and there's so many people here, right? There's so many enemies. It's 2 teams, maybe 3 teams. So I'm going to keep putting myself in the mix. We're off to easy 30 to 40 kill pace here. I turn the corner. I'm going to be able to shoot this guy, but sure enough, Snoop comes flying around the corner. Didn't know this guy was up here because I didn't have the information. This is where you got to play a little bit more cautious. Don't just assume it's one enemy, and I end up going down. Let's talk about the regain here, right? So what's our play? Well, our play in this moment is I've got to be careful because I can clearly see that multiple enemies are still on this rooftop here, but I still have enough time to grab loadout. So, okay, loadout's still up. This one's a pretty easy decision, right? So, death number 1, pretty easy decision about how to regain. Notice the pacing, though. And by the way, notice I did switch to the Vaznev as well. That was just because I didn't have my loadout set up correctly. Notice right here, I hear a bunch of shooting across, and this is where we can just hold people out of circle, and we'll revisit this in a second. But because I'm in a position, I'm in circle, I've got cover, these people have to rotate in. This is a pretty easy kill. Pretty easy kill on enemy number 1. Obviously, team shotting with my guy, with my teammate just got on. Now, we're going to go ahead, quick reload. Just got on, goes down to the right side. I hear an enemy shooting. Sure enough, once again, this is the position you don't want to be in, guys. I'm in circle. He's got to get into circle. This is a pretty easy kill for me. Now, notice multiple enemies up above. We're going to, once again, I should have looted there. That's a mistake. Quick loot, though. I should have, like, quickly ran over that body because I know there's teams over this way. I can hear them fighting because we're still in the action. That's not having plates there is gonna cost me. I'm gonna kind of ruin this here for you, and this is, I'm gonna die here in a little bit, right? And then once again, we talk about the regain process, like I had mentioned, trying to figure out where some people are. Not 100% sure. We're just centering around corners, guys. Just centering around stairwells. Bunch of people up top. I'm waiting for this guy to jump down and try to bait him, but now all of a sudden I'm in a really bad spot. He's gonna chase. One big thing to note here, guys. Most important thing, this is one of the biggest things that I want you to remember because a lot of you forget this. In this moment right here, I always tell you to act on minimap pings after a kill, right? After you get a kill, you see where the teammates are, act on it. Don't forget that when your teammate dies, you pop up on the minimap. I know it sounds obvious, but a lot of you forget that. So I know this guy is going to be chasing right here. And that's why I pre-fire that, because I know he knows where I am. We're going to be able to get that down, get that thirst, but I have no plates right here, right? So as I'm pushing down below, this play's nasty. This is just a drop shot to take less damage. I'm going to smoke it because I know more people are pushing, and then I'm just going to get out of here. Still 2 teams fighting right here. Still 2 teams fighting. I have no smokes. I've got to reload. I've got no plates. Now we're in a pretty bad spot at this moment. Got 1 plate right there. I'm thinking about hitting the buy station to go get him, and sure enough, this guy pops out. Now, we're going to re-challenge this guy, and COD timing never fails, right? As I go to hit the buy station, this guy re-peaks. I've just got to make a play here. Pretty nasty play. We get the down and thirst. We're going to grab plates. I get high alert in the back. I get this guy in front of me, and we end up going down again. That's where that 1 kill, if I had looted that 1 guy earlier, I think plates would have been less of an issue for me, and I would have been able to you know, not have to rotate to the buy station. Now, what do we do right here, guys? This is death number 2. Notice we're at 20 kills already. Look at my cash flow, $7,100. I'm gonna go buy guns here, right? So guns cost 5 grand. Let's go buy our guns here. And not only that, but we have 40 seconds or 35 seconds here. And by the way, notice I'm back to the Lockman sub because I didn't have my classes set up correctly. We've got perk package. It's not a great perk package, but I do get quick fix and I do get resupply. So it's better than nothing, right? 30 seconds, they've got to rotate into me. So in this moment, I literally say out loud, I should be able to hold a bunch of people out of zone here. We're going to grab that. Give me a plate. Give me some ammo. And by the way, these blue crates right here always have plates. They always have at least one plate in. So make sure you open those if you're desperate for plates. You know, I don't know how many. I see there's a nuke skin that, yeah, peeks that window right there. And this will be kill number 21. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I thought there were going to be a lot more people rotating in, and there just weren't. There weren't. There's one flying in. There ends up being one over to my right side here that I hear. I'm a little bit cautious about putting the pressure on here because I'm not in a great spot. I sent around the corner. He smokes. We'll just let him go. Now, okay. This is where the end game begins, okay? This is where the chaos is going to start here because I want to pause for a second. End game begins when respawn disables. Now, the other thing that I will tell you is end game is a great opportunity to pick up a lot of kills. We have 21 kills right now. I told you it's a 33 kill quads win. We pick up 12 kills the rest of this game, and that's simply because of how, based on the circle size and based on how healthy the Vondel lobbies are. We're going to go ahead. We're going to get that break right there. I'm not going to worry about that guy. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to work back to my teammates here, start to group together a little bit more, you know, and plus, I just hear a bunch of shooting over this way. So a bunch of shooting right here. We grab the durable. Make sure you grab your durable gas mask. They are going to be a huge advantage. It's a mistake that I make all the time. Once again, we get the crate, we get a plate, we get the mortar. And by the way, guys, this right here is a brutal spot to be in. We're going to use the water to our advantage here as much as possible. He chases me, but I'm going to drop down below. If he doesn't have a pistol, like, I'm in a really good spot here. Now, my whole goal right in this moment, remember what I told you about high alert? Oh, I don't have high alert. Never mind. Disregard that. But in this situation, guys, high alert would have told me if he, like, how close behind me he is. But I don't have high alert here. Now, my whole goal right now is just to get back into the building. We get back into the building here. We see Snoop. We're able to get the down. We're able to get the thirst. And I actually make a mistake here. I've got to think that this guy's going to be chasing me. And what ends up happening is I don't. So now sprinting while plating, increase movement speed, break the line of sight. We reload. We expect him to chase. And sure enough, he does. Easy kill right there. Down thirsted. We're up to 23. Bunch of people down below. We hear some shooting. I hear more footsteps, one around the corner. Once again, I notice that I'm going to lose this gunfight, and there's more enemies, so I've got to back off here. Got to back off. Okay, so Brian is dead. Just got on is dead. It's me and Blicky6 here trying to be careful in this stairwell. Little bit trapped. Little bit trapped at this point. I hear multiple enemies down below. It's multiple footsteps. I'm not sure where they are. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to push to the rooftop, right? Let's leave that team. Let's not push into a situation. Let's not put ourselves in a situation where you die to the corner camper, right? How many times do you die to corner campers? And it's because you don't have the information about where they are. I'm going to avoid that situation. I thought I'd get killed. Not killed. I just run into the rooftop camper, right? So I disengage the corner camper. I run into the rooftop camper. So now we're pinched, right? Now we're in a tough spot that we've got to fight our way out of here. We are not in a good position. We use the mortar right here to force the enemy's hand, right? So now when I call the mortar, he has to drop off the rooftop or he has to push into us. Now he pushes into us and my teammate just stops looking. I don't know. My teammate puts us in such a bad spot. He just puts us in a terrible position. He ends up going down right there. And one of the biggest things you can do with mortars, guys, is time the mortar strikes. So it's one, I'm going to call this in. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have a little window, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have a little window, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the end of it. So watch what I do here. Notice the mortar stopped right there, so I'm going to use that little window because I know that this team is still below me. And I can hear them pushing. I hear them in the stairwell right here. You know, I know they're trying to act on that information. Okay, we got 25 kills. We got 5 other teams. We got probably 3 enemies, maybe 4 enemies down in this stairwell right here. And look at this circle rotation. So immediately my thought process is I don't care about this team below me. I will hold them out of circle. I'm going to quick check here to make sure they're not looking at me. But let's go ahead and get over into circle here and get a little bit of power position. Now, sometimes it's okay to get a little bit lucky. We're a little bit luckier. We got the UAV. We got a mortar strike. You know, a little bit of a good crate right there with the orange. And notice that these guys are in the water. Now, I'm going to anticipate that these guys are pushing across. I'm going to try to catch this guy off guard if he just kind of full sends trying to get across the street to my building here. I'm going to be able to easily pick up that kill. I'm just waiting. I'm patient. I'm patient. I'm not going to push this because I don't want to push out into the open. But the moment he disengages, we're going to go ahead and start worrying about these guys on the rooftop. And we can hold look at all these guys that we can hold out a circle right here. So we're in a really good position. And by the way, in this moment, I kind of said there's no way that there's not teams up here, right? Like, there's no way that I get in circle with cover and power position this easy. Worried about, yep, here fighting over to my right side. We get this guy right here. I mean, this is just execution. Obviously, I was worried. I knew these guys were on the rooftop, but this is just hitting shots right here. That was nasty. Somebody in the comments is going to accuse me of aimbot for that one. Now, as I go to challenge this guy, I get shot in the back, right? So now I've got to worry about this team as well. We get a pizza box. We get the field, the redeploy flare. So let's go ahead and use that. Let's go ahead and get a teammate back. I can't buy here, guys. There's no buy stations in zone. So I know I've got 25K, but I can't really do anything. Now, I want to talk about this right here. Why do I smoke right there? The reason that I smoke is because I know there's two teams over on these buildings. I want to try to third party these guys as they're fighting and hold them out of circle. So I smoke over this way, knowing that they can't live ping me. They get no aim assist. And you know what? I'm banking on the fact that they don't have a thermal. So that buys me a little bit of time to be able to shoot these guys. Now, what ends up happening is that I get shot from my right side, and I end up hearing a guy in the stairwell here. By the way, we did get a full right there. Notice the hip fire, guys. Notice this is the biggest advantage when it comes to the Lockman sub. Make sure you're hip firing right there. That allows me to win that gunfight. I barely have plates anymore. I'm going to go ahead, worry a little bit about down below here. Still worried a little bit about down below. We're going to smoke. We're going to push down here because of the mortar. As I turn the corner, we react to that guy. And I am worried about that claymore. Watch me worry about this claymore right here. I'm worried about it. I know I need to loot him for plates. I did not realize that was ours in the moment. I was like, what is going on? There's plates right there. We got 28 kills. Still a bunch of people down below me. And look at our circle rotation, right? Little bit of a tough circle rotation, but we've got a lot of our durable gas mask right here. Downed enemy number 1. As I go to get the thirst, enemy number 2 peeks the window right there. And what I did not notice is this team over this way. There's one guy right here, and there's one guy up top. So as I go to get the thirst, I've got to drop down. Now, what do, right? So I'm already thinking in this moment that we've got to play durable. We've got to hold these teams off the rooftop and play durable. There's not really a spot that I can get to that's going to put me in a good position here, right? Especially because they can shoot down on me. If I were to rotate to this building, which is pretty much the only spot I can play, these guys can shoot down on me for a long time. So I have to play durable gas mask here. Precisions hit you through buildings, so I'm just going prone here. I'm praying. I've got no self-revive, really hoping that I don't get killed. This guy pushes in. I once again smoke just to give myself cover, and now we're just going to plate up here. We're down to basically, it's 2 teams, 5 enemies, right? So it's me, my teammate, and then a bunch. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I completely missed this in the moment, taking everything in. We got the UAV. I completely miss this reinforcement flare, which would have been super, super helpful. I was just, if you watch me here, you can't see my camera, obviously. I was looking, as I popped this UAV, what happened was, I'll tell you when I look at the minimap. Right here, I popped the UAV. I'm already looking at the minimap right there, and then this is where I look back. So I just happened to be running over it as I looked at the minimap because I wanted to see where everybody was. Now, notice we have 3 enemies above. We've got 1 enemy across, and we've got 1 enemy to my right side here. Now, I scare that guy off. I'm worried about this guy to my right side. I know if I clear this guy to my right side, then all I have to worry about is this team above me and the guy to my left, kind of that's already rotated. So we're going to go ahead and challenge this guy right here. Get the down. Now, that's a wipe, right? So all of a sudden, we're in a little bit of a tough spot here because we're in a 2v4 situation. I know we're in a 2v4 situation at this point. We're going to play our durable. We're going to keep playing durable. One guy flies across. See the parachute? First thing we do, I can't see this guy. Live ping, live ping, live ping, live ping as much as possible. Live ping right there. All I'm doing, I can't see the guy. All I'm doing is shooting below the live ping right there. We're able to get the down. I hear one to my left side. We re-challenge that right there. We get the down. We get the thirst. 31 kills. 3 other enemies. One of them down. Pressure on them. Teammate is down here. I make one subtle mistake. One little mistake right here. I need to let this Lockman sub reload. This Lockman, yeah, the Lockman sub. I need to let it reload here. Notice I don't. So what ends up happening is I'm going to revive here, and it doesn't cost me, but it could have. Notice it's reloaded. we're going to play bridge, right? Bridge is in circle here for now. I've got a little bit of cover at high ground. I did not see this guy in front of me. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I heard the shooting to my right side and immediately tried to help my teammate. We're down to a 2v2. One guy right there. One guy right there. We're just barely able to get the down. And just like that, guys, 33 kills and the dub. I hope you found today's video helpful. 52 as a squad right there. My teammate just got on, finished with 10. So I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.